Civic, business, and emergency response leaders were all ears at a Red Cross Ready disaster preparedness breakfast briefing at Sherwood Country Club on June 8, 2011. Japan Consul General Junichi Ihara was the keynote speaker. His riveting comments described how Japan, long known as the most disaster-prepared country in the world, was dealing with the triple blows of earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear meltdown. Other panelists included Brian Takeda of the U.S.-Japan Council, Laura Hernandez of the Ventura County Sheriff's Office of Emergency Preparedness, Chris Wright, Worldwide Crisis Manager for Amgen, Mark Smith, Chief Strategy Officer at Farmers Insurance, Ventura County Fire Chief Bob Roper, and Jim McGee, CEO of the American Red Cross in the Central Coast region.
Well, I think some disasters around the world have pointed out that they can't depend on local services, whether it be the government or any other entity, to take care of them. They have to be able to take care of themselves and their families for at least 72 hours in the event of a natural disaster. Well, the Red Cross has been a critical partner in disaster recovery and helping people. That's why we need an active and a vital local Red Cross to be able to provide housing and shelter and a variety of services during times of disaster. The Sheriff's Office of Emergency Services coordinates disaster services throughout Ventura County, and we have DART teams and working with the fire department CERT teams that reach out and help train local people and local volunteers to help others help themselves. And that is a critical element, probably one of the most important elements in people recovering after some critical incident occurs.
Well, as we all know, a disaster affects everybody in the community, and we all have a responsibility to do our part to make sure that we can protect not only ourselves and our businesses, but those that cannot help themselves and the underprepared and underserved. We all need to take part to do a good job to protect our county. Southern California Gas is happy to support events such as this. We continually do. This last year, as a matter of fact, we provided a grant to the Red Cross to provide emergency preparedness to underserved communities. It's important to get the word out about disaster preparedness because being prepared makes all the difference in the world, and safety is our highest priority at our company, and this is just part of that safety concern. It's important for all of us.
The important thing is Ventura County has a high occurrence of numerous types of disasters, from earthquakes to wildfires and so forth. And the main thing is that the public can't expect the government to be everywhere for everybody. What we have to do is the public has to partner with government in getting their preparedness. Well, the Red Cross is the one institution across the world that is charged with preparedness and housing of people. And the best message is the brand name and the symbol of Red Cross symbolizes preparedness and emergency measures that the public can count on when it needs to.
Great.
Well, the reason it's important for Ventura County residents to be prepared for disasters is because we are vulnerable to a wide range of threats. We are vulnerable to floods, fires, earthquakes, chemical spills. Most recently, we're now preparing for an influx of populations from the LA area as a result of a major earthquake or a nuclear explosion. So it's important that we be prepared. We have a very strong relationship with the American Red Cross. They're part of our emergency plan. They sit on the Emergency Planning Council. They oversee the mass care for the county. They are going to be the first agency we look to when human needs come into play following a major disaster.
We hear statistics like 1 out of every 4 companies that shut down for whatever reason during a disaster don't come back. And certainly in the environment that we live in today with very tight resources and just-in-time manufacturing and all the challenges that go along with that type of an environment, we need to do more to be better prepared for the different types of events that can impact our businesses. So by working to do that, to partner with the different partners such as the American Red Cross in accomplishing that, to prepare our staff so that they know what to do in time of an event, and our community, the better for everybody.
Given where we live in this county, we are highly prone for a number of disasters, earthquake, wildfires, tsunamis. We live in a disaster-prone area, and it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And we've seen that not only throughout the United States, but throughout the world, where each county really needs to be resilient and have a preparedness plan to be able to respond and recover. And that applies both to our residents here as well as our businesses. For businesses to get back online, we need to make sure our employees and their families are back online. So the Red Cross is making a big push to reach out to consumers, our residents who live here, as well as the organizations that employ workers here, to ensure that from both angles we're prepared and able to respond to a disaster when it strikes. The overwhelming reaction was, yes, we need to better understand what role we as leaders need to play in this community. We talked a lot about the gap between what we know is important and the need to be prepared, both at home and at business. But clearly there's a gap between what we know and what we've done. So as leaders, we need to make sure that we're able to bridge that gap. And leaders in this community, whether you're a business leader, a community leader, an elected official, we have the influence to bridge that gap and drive this change and lead by example.
We respond to disasters as an insurance company, and it's part of our mission to help our customers when they need us. You know, it's not just about giving a check. It's really about being able to provide the necessities, whether it's food, water, shelter. Corporations need to be involved. We need to have our people prepared to serve and to be able to help.
For more information on Red Cross Ready and how your organization can be prepared, please call area code 805-987-1514 or email mcgeej@usa.redcross.org.